everybody. This demonstration is for our small ornament or sun catcher that we do in our stained glass project. This is a little on the small side, but you can definitely make it that size if you want to. Looking at this, what I want to do is I'm actually going to trace this out onto this, but you can definitely come up with your own design that you want to. We do have a number of them that are going to be along the board over there by all the stained glass, so if you want to trace one out, then you can trace one out. So what I do is that this is a 2.5 by 4 piece of paper. I don't want to go any bigger than this, and also I don't necessarily want you to go out to all the way to the very ends, unless you really want to. But we do try to keep these small enough so we can just use the scrap that we have here. I'm going to set this over top of this and take a pen right here, and I'm going to trace this out. I'm not going to get everything because of the jump ring there, so you just have to kind of rely on some of your drawing skills. And then I want to draw my line that's right there. Okay, once I have that done, I'm going to cut that out and I'll show you how to trace that over. Okay, now that I got this cut out, this is a pretty simple design, so it's easy for me to know, that this is the bottom part and this is the direction it goes, this is the top part. But something to consider in terms of just practice is I am going to label these. Because when you get into more complex designs, you're going to have like 15 or 16 or 20 of these designs. Now, in terms of the grain of the glass, is where when you look at it, you can see these lines that go left and right. The grain on this one, this is a heavily textured one. So I know they're going this way. If I turn it this way, then I know that they're going this way because I can see the length of the lines. Not every one of the pieces of glass have a distinguished grain. Like I'm gonna hold this one to light real quick. It's very dark, and there's no grain in this one, so it doesn't really apply. A lot of times when you do grains, you want to look at the longest direction. So this is a little bit easier. So I'm going to draw a line, 2 arrows, and show me that if I have a grain in a glass that I want, I need to make sure that grain is going at this diagonal line, okay? With this one, I think it will look good if I go like that, okay? If I had the grain going this way, it wouldn't look nearly as good, and that's where your grade would suffer a little bit. I don't care so much about your color choices, but I've seen projects get ruined because the grain isn't going in the right direction, and that is one thing that I want to make sure you're aware of. Okay, so this is all done. Now I'm going to take my Sharpie marker. I'm going to keep the bottom part green, and what I want to do is because this is so heavily textured, I'm going to put it underneath it like this, because I want this to be up, and this is up, so I slide it underneath here, find where I want it, and I can flip it over. Set this down. And then I can trace this out. So I go right around the outside edge. This is how I was taught back in Eau Claire. And I can see that line well enough. Okay, so I set that one off. This one does not have a grain, so I don't have to worry about this one so much. But this one is so dark, I can't see this marker. So I do have this M&M's container. It says stained glass markers on here. They're just metallic markers. There's a blue one and there's a silver one. They take a little longer to dry, so try to be a little more patient with it. Now this one does not have a grain, so I don't worry about that line. But again, like I taught you in class, don't stick this right in the middle. And also it saves you time by going right out to this edge. Because I only have to do like 1, 2 cuts and I'm done. If I do this, I have to do 1 cut, 2 cuts, 3 cuts, 4 cuts. So I'm going to right up to that edge. I don't even need to mark that so much. Maybe here. So I go over the paper a little bit and I hit the glass. Okay, also talked about in class is you want to make sure that when you cut this out, you go right along that inside edge and you don't see the marker, because the marker stops where you want it to be at. Okay, so I got my 2 pieces cut out. Next part is to, I'm gonna put out, I'm sorry, trace on the glass. Next part is to cut it out, and then I'll do a copper foiling demonstration. Thank you.